Okay, let's see. Hello, everybody. All right. I'm going to get right to it. And as promised, I'm totally unprepared. This is what the technical live streams are going to be like. What I'm planning on doing today is, where was it? It was simple HTM. Maybe I don't even have a Trello for it. But convert code. No, not that. Not that. Okay, so I'm just going to add another card for it, and we're going to say what I want to do is use simple HTM in new React style scalar encoder. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm put it immediately into to do, and I even added some labels. Like, what is this? This is a framework thing, because we're going to use simple HTM for everything. For all the HTM stuff, we're going to use simple HTM. I'm trying to keep an eye on my bandwidth here in the background, so forgive me if I'm bouncing back and forth, because see how it's popping up and down? I can't tell if it's my ISP or if it's Twitch. I really can't. But I have to go back, anyway, no distractions. I'm going to work on this right away. So let's go look at simple HTM. It's right here. And I'll post a lot of this stuff in chat too. Hello, Richard. Every time no, never mind. All right, simple HTM is just a very simple HTML implementation, and it's not done. It's completely incomplete. In fact, all I have are encoder tests. So if it doesn't exist, so for stuff to get into this repo, if anybody does end up contributing, for stuff to get into here, it must have a test. No code goes into here without at least unit testing. And so you can tell what's implemented just by looking at the tests. And right now, I've got some encoders implemented. I think the last one was category tests. So when I'm doing low level, here's the numbers I'm coding, here's the specific bits that I'm expecting to get back. Anyway, we're going to change this, the build of this project, because when I created this, I did it so it would Webpack. And what I really want is something that I can npm install properly. And I don't even know what the status of it is right now. So we're going to figure that out. All right. So this is in NTA simple HTM. Don't have anything. Got one branch I was working on over almost a year ago. I don't know what that's all about, so it probably doesn't really matter. Oh yeah, chat-wise, our SDR is actually going to be sparse in this implementation. I've seen several HTML implementations that just stored bit vectors as dense vectors. You mean just the indices of the? I mean, that's sort of an implementation. We'll get there when we get there. I have a preference. Probably it's more efficient just to store the indices, as long as you have a function that will easily return you either a dense array or a sparse array, or whatever format you want. Do you want just the indices? It's still the same representation. It's still sparse representation. You're just talking about the data format, the interface that you're using. What format do you want that representation in? And I prefer both. And it's easy to do both, so we'll probably just do both. You make one simple function that takes in, however you decide to store the data structure, which I would prefer indices just because it's smaller, and then have a function that turns it into an array of ones and zeros. Okay, so we're on master. I'm gonna check out a new branch and call it npm install, because I think right now, I don't even know if This is on npm. Let me check. npm.org. npmjs.org, I think. Do I have Simplehtm on here? Did I ever? I did. Okay, so I did do something. I published it already. So what happens if I npm install? I don't think I get something I can, because I didn't structure this so that you could just require from Simplehtm. If we look at there is no index file. I'm going to be learning a lot on the way here. Hello, Sharif. Good to see you. I'm going to be learning as I go because honestly, I forget everything that I do. So I'm going to be walking through this with a beginner's mind because that's how I do everything. So where is the main? There's no main, there's no entry point pretty much. So it's all it does is have a test. Oh, there's a start and it just calls Webpack. So it's just Webpacking. That's not really what we want. So about the SDRs, I've always assumed it would be more computationally efficient to actually utilize a sparse vector, but being able to go back and forth necessary to having something like an encoder's dense output interacting with SDRs. Yeah, we'll find that out, won't we? We'll figure out. We'll try and figure out what's best for what I want to do with this is I want to make sure that the code is understandable. I want to make the code clean enough so that we can put it, so that it is its own documentation essentially, and we can embed it into this building HTM systems website that we're making. So I will always steer towards clean rather than efficient for this endeavor. We're going to try and shoot for simple, clean, not efficient, not performant. Okay, so in order to make this, there is a main. So it says there's an index.js, but I don't think there is. So let's open this. I've been doing everything in VS Code. And so there is this, something I wanted to try. Is if anyone wants to follow along with me, let me know if anyone's interested in this, because there is this VS Code extension that will allow other people to highlight code on my screen. VS Code Twitch highlighter, there it is. This is pretty cool. If anybody's interested in this, the guy who made this is another Twitch person, Clark IO. I think he might have popped in before. Yeah, simple over optimized. Okay. Is anybody interested in me installing this so you can highlight my code? Apparently that's how it works. If not, I won't do it right now. I'll do it later anyway. But if anyone wants to, let me. If anyone suddenly has a need to show me something in my code, this would be a good extension for me to use. It gets the interaction, going. Okay, so it is certainly expecting an index, and there is no index. So the first thing we need to do is create an index. And all of my code is in source encoders. So I've got an index here. See, this is totally wrong. I made this specifically for deployment to the client, and this is not what I want. This is the signature that I want to export for sure. So I can take advantage of this, I think. Just remove this. I could have just moved this index file, I guess, but I'll just remove this index file. And then do something similar to this, not this, but something similar to this here. So what I want to export here is basically the API of the Simplehtm. And so there's going to be an encoders object. Hold on, what is it? .export module exports. Okay, I'm used to writing I haven't done real JavaScript in a long time. What's the difference here? Because I did this recently. I said module exports equals when I was doing a React. I'll ask that question later. You guys can school me later, but I know this will work. Is there some better way to do this, or was that some React magic? Okay. Yeah, Mark, I've learned not to feel bad about any of this. Okay, I'm sorry. This bot that I'm using, I really don't like. So it's prevented someone from posting something. I think I'm gonna turn it off. I tried to use Nightbot. I'm just gonna turn it off. Okay, so I don't have a bot running right now, which is not a big deal. So go ahead and repost what you were trying to post, Will. Oh, wait, I think I can do it for you. Well, maybe not, I don't know. See if you can post it again. Sorry about that. Okay, anyway, I am working on exporting the encoders I want. So I certainly, so this is basically what I want right here. So I can just take that. Let's just steal it. There we go. But I'll have to go into SRC. And okay, so we're gonna have to adjust our tests, I think. Unless this goes straight for them, which it does. Okay, these are true unit tests, so they're gonna go, that doesn't matter. Richard says he disabled Nightbot after switching to stream elements. Yeah, every time I try out a chatbot, there's something I can't control that I want to control, and I'm gonna end up just running my own, which I had been doing, and it was fine. I just thought, oh, I don't want to have to deal with changing the code and redeploying if I want some different chat settings. Anyway, I'm probably gonna go back to it. Okay, Will says there's a code sharing plugin for VS Code too. That's what I was talking about. That's what I'm using, which allows, yeah, it might be a little too much for Twitch. Oh, you mean on the marketplace? Oh, a plugin. No, this is the one. This is it. This is it. I'm just gonna install it. I know I'm gonna use this, so thanks for finding the link for me. Let's install it. I think this would be useful if anybody really wants to follow along and like, okay, get started. Okay, so what I gotta do, close this. Click the live share button on your status bar. Boom. Sign in with GitHub. Okay, yes, I guess this is what I need to do. I'm authorizing. Okay, ready to collaborate. Close this window and go back to your editor. Okay, I started the live session. Now what? Oh, here it is. Here is the code session. Here's the code session thing. Maybe this works. Let me know if that works. Or try joining myself. So you have to have video, or you have to have VS Code. This is super cool. If this is, okay, if you guys can actually do this. Okay, that's cool. So I left and joined the conversation. So we've got a little chat thing. All right, I'm just gonna work and like try and do some things, and we'll see what happens. So first of all, let's test. Because I just changed, I removed an index file. Not here. I removed an index file. So the package might not work anymore. Hey, somebody joined, that's awesome. Okay, this is cool. Hello. Now I've got too many chats. Okay, I'm probably not gonna chat there. So I'm assuming that if you're here, I can see that. That's awesome, I love that. And we can delete this, we don't need this anymore. Always accept, okay, so I definitely will join the collaboration. Accept. So do I have 2 people now? I do. Code all the things in Mikhail Christensen. Awesome. Okay. So now I have to keep up with other people. This might not be a good thing because you're going to be like, do this, do this. Guys, I'm slow. I'm just telling you. I'm going to be slow. Okay. So I was gonna run tests, and at least you can't control my terminal. Hopefully this works. npm test. Okay. I like this reporting format. Whatever I end up using, I think it's Chai Mocha NYC something. So I'm probably gonna stick with that. So I didn't break anything, and all I've done is added this module export. So now I can do a test install from a directory, right? npm install from directory, from local directory. Folder, okay. As a symlink in the, okay, I've done this before. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to, oh, I wish it would do that. I'm gonna go into, I'm just gonna make a temp directory. It's already temp directory. And I am going to npm install nta Simplehtm. No? What? nta. Where the heck am I? There it is. Oh, I have to do npm init or something like that, right? Should have just said yes. Okay, npm install nta Simplehtm. So I should be able to I know this, so I should be able to basically say from Simplehtm or just I'll get something that has an encoders object. So require okay, console log. Okay, that's all I wanted. So that works. So I'm just confirming. I haven't done this in a little while, so I'm just confirming that this basically is getting me what I want. So I just want to have access to these encoder classes, and I don't want to do the Webpack stuff anymore. So here's a question. I'm not really sure how to do this. What I want to do is have a pattern to host this so that I can run it on the client. I want to have access to these on the client and on the server, obviously. So what we used to do back in the day, what we used to do was write some little middleware thing that would serve the files statically and have the middleware thing, interface, and in the client side code, if you write the certain type of import, it will like go fetch it for you or dynamically preload it for you, if you declare that you need it on the page, right? I'm sure you don't have to do that now in today's environment. Am I safe to just leave it like this and know that if I can do an npm require on these things, that I will be able to easily serve them to the client as well? That's my main question right now, because I'm hoping I can just leave this like this, remove all the Webpack stuff. I don't want the Webpack stuff in here anyway. I did this as a means to an end. What I'd really like is for whatever is consuming this code to pack it the way they want. I shouldn't be writing Webpack for this in this project, I think. So that means I also need to change this start. And there really is no start. It's just a library, right? So we won't even have a start. And then the index is going to be exposed through main. Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay. Let me take off my headphones. Sorry. I always knock my guitar over. Okay. There we go. Sideways. So the plan, I don't know where my black one is. It's over here. So I guess what I'm talking about is I want to have a web server. There's going to be some parts. Okay, let's just say I'm going to describe the runtime here, not the code structure. So this is just the runtime. So the server, I want the server, first of all, it's going to serve static pages. Static HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So that's one thing it's going to do. And then we're going to have the client, which we'll call it the UI. I don't know. Let's call it the client. Now I haven't decided. So then we've got simple HTM, which is a piece of code right now. So as a concept, this is what's going to be running HTM code. I want to use this as a code library that consolidates all of what we would call HTM algorithms or helpers. So I want to have the encoders in here like I have shown you on my screen. And then there's also, this is going to have the SP and the TM, and haven't decided what to do about classifiers yet, but potentially some type of classifier, although that's a little bit out of scope as far as HTM. But definitely SPTM and encoders. Now the encoders are easy to run from the client because they're simple. You don't have to have memory. You don't have to store anything for the most part. You can in some encoders, but I don't plan on doing anything that we couldn't handle in local storage. And all of the examples for encoders are going to be sort of dynamic. They're not going to need a history. They're not going to need a model to be trained over time. So I want a way that I can create the encoders here. I want to be able to easily ship to the client. So I'm assuming when we do an npm install Simplehtm, now all of this is available to my server code, right? But I also need to somehow get it down here so that I can easily write my client-side code to include the encoders. I'm probably going to use both. I'm probably going to want to use both. I just want to make sure that this essentially npm package if there's a way that I can structure it in a standard way, I'm hoping that at this point in the maturity of the Node and npm environment, there's some standard way I can make this simply available to the client to import this encoders without doing anything crazy or special. I want this to sort of automatically happen, and I know because this was a problem that lots of people had. You know, I want a library that I can. This is something I worked on at Yahoo for a year. Is I want to load a library that can run here and here, and I don't need to worry about the details. I can write the code in both places, and I don't even have to worry about it. I know this has been solved, so I'm just thinking, post or get, I mean, does it matter? Yeah, there's a word for JavaScript that runs server-side, client-side, which I can't remember. Yeah, I know there's a word. I just thought that this particular problem of, maybe it's a require interface, or is it a common JS? It's just how to include this and install it in a way that it's available easily. Well, I'm not even talking about getting or posting to the server right now. This is all gets. This is all gets at this point. Now, when I talk about the further examples, I'm going to have some examples for the SP and especially the TM. If I want to talk about training, I feel like some of these examples we're going to want a mature model that's learned a lot of stuff, and as a source for our visualization. So I feel like I'm going to have at some point a model running here on the server, and that's serving examples in response to, just, it doesn't even, this could all be just Git as well. I don't think there's any need for posting here. I think everything could be Git. Because no data is coming from the client. Everything's interactive on the client side. But as far as the model running that I want to be running here to show like a mature model that, anyway, you see what I want. I want to be able to essentially require the SP and TM and run on the server or the client in an easy, simple way. Now, it certainly wouldn't be hard for me to just write some install script here that gets run when you run npm install that goes and gets the source code that I want and puts it into a static folder, and it's just there, right? So I could just do that. Why don't I just do that? Are there any? So then I could just leave this exactly like it is. I could just deploy a new version. Let's make it 1 this time. 0, 1, 0. Big minor increase in the sub 1. Never mind. This is a VS Code thing. That's not what I want. Okay, so essentially I've just exported the encoders. I've removed the start from package.json. I can remove the Webpack here. What you doing? You're animating? I'm just doing some NPM stuff. I'm trying to figure out how I can have a dependency from one node project to another project, and in the broader scope of things, I'm working on a website called Building HTM Systems. Here's let me show it to you. Building HTM.systems. It doesn't even register as a URL. Isn't that annoying? Because of the .systems. So it's a very new. There it is. So we're working on a page like this. Oh wait, I gotta press this button. Okay, this is Building HTM Systems, and we're basically translating these visualizations here from one framework into another. So I'm trying to make these React components instead of, and they sort of encompass these D3 diagrams. So that's the overall thing that we're doing. And I've also got this VS Code thing on, which is neat. But I need to deploy this now, and I need to make sure that the new version doesn't have any of the old crud in it. I do have a D3 dependency, and I'm only doing that for scale, and eventually I will probably get rid of this. But for right now, it's a really easy way to do, what do they call it, lerping? Linear something something. Isomorphic, that's it. You're right, Will. Isomorphic. I worked on a web framework at Yahoo called Mojito back in 2011 or 11, I think. And it was one of the first isomorphic frameworks. I gave a presentation on it. We didn't call it isomorphic. I have there's a video online somewhere of me doing this Doctor Who thing and showing this content. It doesn't know whether it was rendered on the server or the client, you know. Anyway, it was a big deal back then. Then Dementa called and I was like, see ya. Okay, let's deploy this. I mean, this is good, right? Well, I kind of need to merge it back into master, don't I? Okay, so I deleted this. That's definitely gone. This is definitely gone. Hey, Mate the Gamer, thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. You're making an anime by yourself, and you just finished the trailer and the documentation. Very cool. My kids love anime. Give a little context about me. My kids love anime. I like some. I remember watching Ninja Scroll when I was a kid and thinking, oh my god, that probably dates me. Ninja Scroll was very cool when I was a kid. Okay, where are we at? Add package. It was a bit mature. Like there were gory bits in it, and I was like, ew. Anime definitely needs documentation. There's so many characters. They all have powers. How do you keep track of all their powers and, you know, their psychological quirks? Okay, so I updated the version. I should have checked this a little bit better. You guys, stop distracting me. Okay, so updated the version. The main is still index, and all it does is a module export. I'm not worrying too much about this other stuff. This is just dev dependencies. I'm using D3.5. Latest version is 5.9. Let's just do this. 5.9. And do an npm install. I want to keep up to date. Run the tests one more time. I still think it would be, the wiki, they all have wikis. That's documentation for anime. My kids like Sword Art Online. Is that it? Is that the type of thing? Sword Art Online. Okay. So yeah, modify the package. Make sure the tests still work with the new D3. Okay. So Will says I should include the package lock. So I'm going to do that. Okay. Release 0.01. I'm going to say removed Webpack, introduced API, I guess. Node API. That's pretty much all I did. Okay. So back on master. Sword Art Online, yeah. Sword Art Online. Now I am going to, well, I could just git merge npm install, no, npm install into master and just push upstream master. I'm just pushing straight upstream master, and then we're going to oh, what happened? I got something. Git pull upstream master. I got something I missed. Oh, GitHub found 3 vulnerabilities to the default branch. Why? What does that mean? Lodash? Is it? Why do I have Lodash? I shouldn't have Lodash. I should not even be using Lodash. Where am I using Lodash? What uses Lodash? Babel uses Lodash. Okay. Alright, whatever. I don't really care about that. Alright, I'm gonna ignore that broken window for now. Everything looks good. npm publish. We're publishing a new version. Did it work? No. You must be logged in. Okay. npm login. Violate. I don't know. Okay, one password. I'll do this over here. I probably, let's see, npm? Yeah, npm.js. Oops. Email. Okay, what's my email address? See, I never know if I used. I see I'm already here. Login. Let me just log in. Not join. Login. Username. Violate. Password. Okay, so what's my email address? Profile settings. matt@memento.org. Okay, so that's what I need to know. If I don't put that, matt@memento.org. Okay. What? Email's already been read. I'm not joining. I'm just publishing. How do I log in from the command line? npm publish, npm login from command line. Okay. Configuring the CLI client, probably. Set, that's not what I want. Authenticate against your login without a scope. So login should work. Why doesn't this work? npm login. Highlight. Password. Wait a minute, I just gave you my password. Why does it need an email? I just gave it, okay. This is not right. Maybe, let's see, I'm logged in here, packages. So these are all my, okay, so I guess I have to sign out and log in with my Numenta, I guess. But I don't know that password. Is Simplehtm js.org Simplehtm. Does it say, oh, it's me. It's published by me, so why can't I log in? Come on. I'm logged in. Packages, printer, Simplehtm. Yeah. So I published that. I'm logged in right now, or I was. Okay. My packages. npm login from command line. I don't need to do an enterprise registry. Why still get incorrect username and password? I'm not trying to add a user. npm config.ls. Let me check that. Oh, now it logged me in. Last time it said I couldn't do that. Oh my gosh. You guys, this is frustrating. No, dude, sorry, I'm not gonna watch your anime trailer. I got stuff I gotta do. Okay, it's published. Okay, so version 0.10, and now we're gonna go back to building HTM systems. Not building it, yeah. Wait, where am I? NTA building HTM systems. I gotta fix this so it doesn't change the size of the window. Another time. Okay. Or actually, no, I'm gonna fix it right now. It's under profiles. No, appearance, yeah, profiles, text, change font. We're just gonna make it bigger. We're gonna make the default font 24. Okay. So now when I open a new tab, it's bigger. That's what I want. Okay. So now I'm gonna open this up in VS Code. So this makes me wonder, am I going to, do I have to hit live share again? Because I've got 2 up now. You can now start audio calls. Wow, that's kind of cool. Okay, so I've got, I guess, 2 different live shares now. Hey, you guys chatting. Oh, nobody's chatting. Okay. So this is interesting. I can. So here's the live share for building HTM systems. I don't know how this is going to work. So I guess I can't, if I have 2 projects open, which I commonly do. All right, so in this one now, I can get rid of the old source. I'm not looking at that. I want to look at package and Simplehtm. I'm going to update it to this. And now, in my page, what I want to be able to do, what's this? Okay. What I want to be able to do in my page is, we were doing encoding numbers, I believe. Yeah, we're doing this simple scalar encoder. All right. Hey, Will, you made it. Great. Oh, that was weird. What just happened? Okay, that's what I wanted. I was just having some navigation issues. Oh, you can keep chat open like that. That's not bad. Close, and then. So here's where I was trying to import. Instead of doing this, I'm gonna. Is this possible? This would be awesome. But it's probably not. And I know it's not gonna work because I haven't, created a place to serve it from. This import, I assume React has got magic to make this work. Import prop types from prop types. So I need to basically do the same magic if I want to do something like this. I can write a script that will, well, first let's do the npm install. This isn't going to work, I'm sure. I'm going to copy it back out, but that's what I'm trying to get to, something like that. So I should be able to say npm install and get the new version of building HTM systems updated 1 package. Okay. Now, it might be nice to test this since I do have index here. It might be nice. Well, see, here's the thing. Let me just try and do exactly what I want to do and see if it magically happens, because I'm surprised sometimes at how magical things can be in today's world. So I want to do this. So let's watch this break. I mean, I don't think this is going to work. So let me remember how to run npm run dev. I don't expect this to work. But I'm gonna try. So we're in encoding numbers, right? Yeah, there it is. Module not found, cannot resolve simple. So let's try and do it without the dot encoders. Let's just try and import encoders. I would be super happy if this worked. Super happy. Oh my God, did it work? Because that's what I'm talking about. That's this whole whiteboard thing I was trying to do. I don't know if it worked yet. So let's try and do something with it. So there's a function in here that encodes, I think. And it was hard-coded to return, like, oh, here it is. So what we'd really want to do here is create an encoder, a simple scalar encoder. Let me go back to my other project, or just a scalar encoder. I think that's what I'm calling it, scalar encoder. So let's do, well, we got to create an encoder. This dot encoder equals new simple scalar encoder, and that needs an N and a W, and whether it's bounded or not. How do I usually do this? Well, let me look at the, did I take it down? Here it is. Min, max, W, so let's just use that. That's the code example that I'm using, so we'll use that. So, right. It's a config object with this min, max, and then when we call encode, the encoding is going to be this dot encoder dot encode this dot bits, I think, or state dot bits. We'll clean this up, okay? I promise. I know the state sharing is a little bit annoying, and especially in this function, it relies entirely on a side effect, and that's not necessarily what you want to do. But I want to see if it works. Mostly. So something broke. I can't tell what it was though. Maybe not. Maybe it's just an error. Compiling. Nope. Let's see what this error says. Oh, scalar encoder is not defined. Oh, because I didn't put encoders dot. That's okay. Where am I? Encoders dot scalar encoder. Let's see if that works. Webpack imported module 10 is not a constructor. Okay, so what is this then? I was having a problem where I couldn't set a breakpoint last time. Let's see if I can get to that. I'm amazed. This is so great that I can get to. That's not what I want. Sources. Next static. No. Node modules built in. It always takes me forever to find the right the right place. No. Node modules. I don't know what this is. Build in. I don't know what that is. How do I get to the meaningful stuff? Pages? Just app and error? Well, that's good, but okay, I'm just going to set a debugger. Oh, it doesn't trip. It doesn't trip on the debugger. Why would it not trip on the debugger? Okay, I'm going to take another avenue, or take another stab at this. Okay, so I'm importing encoders from Simplehtm, which should have a scalar encoder on it, but it has something different. So let's see what it is, I guess. Not sure this is really going to help. It's not pause on exceptions anymore. So we should get a log of it, but I don't see any log because we're hitting the error immediately afterwards before the console has a time to. Let's just take that out. Okay. Undefined. All right, so undefined. So what is encoders then? Encoders has dot encoders. Okay. Okay. So this should just be, oh my gosh. I'll look on chat and see if anybody caught that. No. Okay. I won't talk about it then. I think this will work now. Now it won't. Okay. Come on now. Coders is not defined. Right, because it's simplehtm.encoders.scalarEncoder. Namespace. Okay, so that worked, finally. So now we don't use that. Okay, so encoding this dot state dot bits. Do I have to put a dollar here? Yeah. Into, and I don't know how this is going to turn out, but we'll just see it. We'll see what it looks like. Yes. So I think that's, do you see this? It's essentially what we're wanting. We're wanting to encode an integer or a scalar value into a bunch of bits, and 50 is certainly at the top of that. Why is it 50 though? Okay, so I think that it's working. It's working. So now, why is it 50 though? Because it should be, oh wait, the max is 50. So it's actually, I've already got min and max, so this needs to be props. Props.max and props.min. And the W and N we haven't really talked about yet, so I'm just going to hard code that. But this should, oh, did I turn this off? But I still want to see it. All right, so that's better actually, because 50 is now where it should be, which is a little bit down from the max, right? But it's not showing up here because we're not. So first of all, let's commit this, and because we did it. Not on Simplehtm, that's good. We're going to go down to building HTM systems, and we have updated the simple scalar encoder to use the scalar encoder from Simplehtm, and it was easy. We didn't have to do any of the weird stuff that I was trying to draw out here. It just worked, and I think it just worked because of Next, the React sort of framework that I'm using to serve the pages. So thank you, whoever did that and made it work. It's great. All right, add components and package stuff, and we have just updated to use Simplehtm, and that is this one. I was working on it. Oh no, that's not what I was doing. I'm working on, did I not refresh this page? Where's the, that's weird. I swear I made a ticket for this. Now I can't find it. Okay, anyway, it's closed. I was going to close it as soon as I commit this. So using Simplehtm encoders for visualizations. All right. Git push upstream. You know, well, I'm not really doing PRs yet because I'm the one reviewing them, so I approve. If you guys, oh, I'm sorry. Somebody, I should have done this before. I should have done this at the beginning of this, but someone had sent a pull request, 2 pull requests that I wanted to look at. So this guy also, this person, I don't know, Vratislav from Prague, who C# and a heart yin yang, nice. Okay, so let's take a look at this. We're going to enable Travis. Awesome. Okay, let's do this. I don't think this is going to affect anything. Oh, this is great. What's the 10? What's the 10 for? That like how many? Steps 1 through 3 need to be paid by the repo owner. Yeah, I can do this. I will do it. I will do it. Okay, let's turn this on. First I'll merge this, because this, let me just check the file. I already did this, so this looks fine. Build status, review changes, approve. I don't think I need to do this, I can just merge it. So now we'll have it in CI. Thank you. I'm gonna merge it. And let's go turn Travis on for this repo. Okay. Let's see. I might. How do I do this? Have a GitHub account, own the permissions. Do I own this? I guess I need to make sure I'm, no, it's simple, it's HTM community, but I should have the permissions to do this. So, I wonder if it just needs to be pushed, you know. Change log, documentation. No, okay. Accept the authorization, redirected. Click the green activate button, select the repositories you want to use. Add a Travis file. So I need to find a big green activate button by my repositories. Settings, organizations, HTM community. This is what I want, I think. Filter, manage repositories. Okay, repository access. Okay, read access to code members, right? This is for the HTM community group repo access. So all repositories. So this really should work, I think. Hey, there you are. Thanks. I was trying to hook up this. Need to be on a Travis CI org to activate open source. Oh, well, that's where I was, I thought. Oh, .org. Okay. That's a, oh, there we go. Okay, thank you. All right, so let's go to my dashboard there. There they are. Thank you. And so we want building, which I don't have in here. It's not an active repository yet, right? But I have to go find it. No, I have to look under my HTM community organization here. Right, here we go. Building. On. There we go. No builds yet, but we should get one as soon as we merge the next PR that you have over here. So let's look at that other PR. Update vulnerable dependencies. This is probably a good thing to do. Okay, I am going to get. I'm gonna test this out since it's a dependency change. Let me look and see what's changed. Webpack, and then package lock. Okay, so package lock I'm not concerned about. So we're updating. You've probably got better dependencies here. Yeah, updated versions, Webpack CLI. Okay, that looks fine to me, but I am going to actually, yeah, I'm going to test it and run tests just to make sure. Actually, it'll, if I, won't Travis run this? It has some, once we resolve the conflicts, Travis can run this. So I could resolve the conflicts, and they're not, I mean, I would probably just, because I did do a few updates. Let me do that. Let me get your remote. Let me do that. All right, so get remote, add Vladislav. Hope I'm saying that right. Yeah, that's what I think. That's what I'm gonna do. And get. Make sure this works. Yeah. Okay. And this was update vulnerable dependencies. Get checkout. I don't see that one. Why don't I see that one? Oh, chore. Oh, that's weird. I don't see that on your branches that I just downloaded. I should be able to. Oh, let me. Okay, so I copied that. Oh, I did the wrong one, didn't I? I'm in a different repo. Wait a second. Oh, this is for Simplehtm. Oh my god. Okay, sorry about that. Sorry about that. But at least I got you there. Let's turn this off. Let's go to. I don't know why I was thinking that. I just did it. I just turned basically this on for Simplehtm, or for building HTM systems, thinking it was Simplehtm. Thank you. But yeah, we're going to turn that on. There we go. So eventually we'll add some Travis stuff for building HTM systems too. Okay. Let me get in the right place now. So this should still work once I call this Simplehtm. All right, there we go. Get checkout branch. What did I do wrong here? Oh, it's okay. Okay, I got it. Shouldn't I? You're saying I should rebase to the current master. But I should be able to run this too. npm test still works the same. npm installs just to make sure everything's clean. Then npm test. As long as that runs, I'll rebase to master and it'll be fine. I forgot how to rebase though. Get rebase dash. I forget the command. I haven't done it in a while. It still said there's something with high severity. Just gonna fix it. It's probably something left over. I don't know. No. What is this? Prototype pollution? Oh, NYC 14. Isn't that what you, no, you did 13. So now we need to go up even more. All right, so let's do that. We might as well. Is this, hopefully this works. Handlebars is, okay. Does that work? Is there an npm clean? No. All right, I'm doing the install once again. I know I can just nuke the node modules. Okay. npm test. All right. So I don't want to change those. Why did, oh, those changed because I ran. Oh yeah, I do want to change those. Package lock.json. NYC to 14. Okay. Get checkout master. Honestly, I'm gonna throw away the package lock and just merge the package. So there's obviously, I'm gonna delete Webpack. And for package lock, I know I should have done rebase, but git merge there's single file. This is what I end up doing every time. Git merge there single file. No, just on one file. Git checkout theirs, git checkout ref. Sometimes Git drives me crazy. Git pull x theirs. Git checkout theirs. That's what I want. That's what I want. Git checkout theirs. Which one was it I was doing? Unmerge package.json. No, that's the one I want to merge. And for the other one, I'll just take hours for the package lock because I don't really care. But for the package.json, I want to look at it. This should be in a, oh, this is the wrong one. Right. So it's the Webpack. Oh yeah. So this is easy. I just take out the Webpack stuff. Okay, that's it. Package.json. Git add package lock. Commit. npm test. Remove node modules. npm install. Make sure there's no vulnerability warnings. Basically, I'm just going to close your PR, and because I just merged it into master on my local. 0 vulnerabilities. npm test. Great. So we might as well publish another package. So 1.1. Okay. Wait. 1.1 for vulnerabilities. Sure, just leave it at that. Git push upstream master npm. Whoops. What happened? Git pull upstream master. Yeah, that was from the other PR. Git push, upstream master. Okay. Still says there's one vulnerability. So I should see a, npm publish. I should see a Travis build kickoff, I hope. Might take a little while. Nothing yet. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Just want to watch this run. Make sure that it works. Gotta install Ruby and PHP. npm test. Passing, done, green build. Awesome. Thank you so much. So we got that. Oh, and I'm just gonna close this. You already closed it. Okay, cool. Or got closed. Great. So thanks for that. We are running in CI now. Awesome. Did I even have a... I may not have even had a ticket for that. So now we are clean and up to date. Clean and up to date here. And so the next thing to do, so we've accomplished what I wanted to do today already. But the next thing to do, the next thing I wanted to do, oh, whoops. What is this? Oh, I screwed that up. Did you know, how did that even work? There's 2 mochas, 2 NYCs. How did... Whoops, is this for real? Did this just happen? This is in Simplehtm, so that's totally screwed up. I'm gonna have to deploy another version. How did that get past CI? That's so weird. No, wait. This just is not up to date. Something's, don't save that. I think this was just a stale. Yeah, something stale. But even this version is not right. Undo it. I don't know how that happened. I must have screwed something up. Okay, everything's fine. Everything's fine, don't worry. It's all good. This is not even modified anymore. Okay. So now we're back to building HTML systems, and we have the big thing that I was so excited about was, what is going on here? I can go deeper and deeper. This is not what I expected to happen. When I click this, I want to navigate to it. This is interesting though. So if I double click it, I'll go to the class. I'm just getting used to VS Code. So here we're getting Simplehtm. What I really would do to clean this up is, let's say constant scalar encoder equals simplehtm.encoders.scalar encoder. I'm just going to clean up a little bit here. New scalar encoder. Okay, and I really should maybe call this a diagram. Thanks, Vratislav. I'll get to those other PRs. Maybe I might as well just do it right now. While I don't have much changed. Whoops. This is not the, really? Okay. Set up deployment to Heroku via Travis CI. 9 days, let's go through them. So I saw you do this, so this was cool. I think I can just throw that in. Yeah. The build status is already in the package lock. So let's see if we can merge it. I will merge that. Let's go to add LaTeX rendering. Awesome. So this change just added a bunch. I'm going to look into this a little bit more closely and adding a code component. Oh, so you did some significant things. Okay, I'm going to take time to review this right now because these are two things that I certainly wanted. So thanks again. So let's do the LaTeX thing first. And I am going to go back to the code base here, grv, and then check out add LaTeX renderer from add. Oh, I need to fetch, don't I? Get fetch. Fetch. Can't remember if I did this. How do I list all of the? See, there it is. Feature. Oh, it's called feature add LaTeX renderer. Okay. Get check out feature add LaTeX renderer from read feature add LaTeX renderer. No. I think it's the colon feature add LaTeX renderer. Wow, come on. I know there's a magic feature add LaTeX renderer. Did not match any files. Did not match any files. That's branch. I need to add the .b, -b. I'll add them. Components, diagrams, simple. Refactoring. Explains everything. Okay. Now I'm going to check out that branch and see what the difference is here. So in the layout, we've added a header. This is great because sorry, I'm missing up the you might merge those. I have 2 chais and 2 mochas. I'd take a mocha right now, or chai. So let me try and get this. So, all right. So you knew exactly where to go for this. This is perfect. So you've got a LaTeX tag in here that I assume is a React thing. So in our layout, we're getting a head component, and that is linking in a style sheet. Okay. React LaTeX. Remove dev dependencies is fine. This is cool because you don't have to change any of the stuff inside the tag. You just put tags around it all. This is great. If this works, excellent. And the rest are just binary TTFs. Okay, so this is the stuff that we need. And then there's this. All right, I'm gonna run it. Let's run it. npm run dev. I just want to see it working. And this should be in encoders here. Okay. Oh, I didn't. I guess I got a npm install, right? Added 3 packages. npm run dev. Okay. And the LaTeX part is here, and it looks beautiful. Beautiful. That's the wrong one. That's excellent. I'll take it for sure. Excellent. Hey, that makes me happy. That is great. Let's merge this. Oh, there is a conflict in package, but I think we can resolve that pretty easily. This is fine. This is not fine. So we're going to take actually Simplehtm 1.1 we'll use. And we don't need this dev dependencies. Commit. I think that commits it right to the PR, which is really nice because otherwise you got to jump through all these little hoops. Excellent. Okay. We've got LaTeX. Way to go. LaTeX. Here's the one automatic LaTeX conversion. This is Vratislav, you're not on here yet, but feel free to join the Trello board if you have a Trello account. I think I'll add you to this team. We have a team called where is this one? This is done. We have a team called Team HTM here. View team page. I'll pop it into chat. If you want to create a Trello account and join this team, I think anyone can join it. And then you'll be able to access this Trello board that I was working on. Because you're working on stuff straight off the board, you should have access to it. Actually, yeah, or I could just invite you because I know it's V. I don't know your email off the top of my head, but let me know if you can't get into it. Oh, there it is. So check it out. I will just, if I can figure out how to copy something. Come on. Is this gonna work? No, it's not. v.linda@gmail.com. There you are. All right. So I don't need that. Okay, you're invited. Okay. Awesome. There's one other PR, two other PRs, one other PR. Adding a code component. All right, so I'm excited about looking into this too. Supports JavaScript, CoffeeScript, and Python. Perfect. React syntax highlighter. Added component showcase page where all the components for tutorials can be demoed. Styling can be improved upon. Okay, let's take a look at this called feature code component. I am still in Simplehtm. Exit that. TA, building, HTM systems. Go back to master. Oh, get checked out. Package lock. Check out master. And I'm gonna go back to this long. Okay, so it's not add code component, right? No, just code component. Okay, npm install. I doubt that's gonna still work. npm run dev. Let's see what you did here. Component showcase page. Let me look and see where that is. Components code. Okay, so here's the code for the React component. And added it to the header. Oh, okay, great. So you added it on its own page. So we should see it up here. Component showcase. All right. Okay, so in here, for example, well, we haven't really gotten there yet. We're not showing the code yet. But I will be, once I add pros around this. The idea is to basically use the same pros from this page. So I'm just going to copy and paste this. And then these are the, I think the content of this whole page is great. I want to keep it this way. So you guys could, someone could start working on transporting this content into, where did it go? This page around this one diagram we're working on. And we could test out the code component right there. And you can highlight it, awesome. This is great. Copy to clipboard, great. I love it. I love it. Let's do it again. This is gonna be the PR merge. Okay, for package lock, can I just take Nobody wants to do this. How can I tell it? This one I definitely want to hand tune. This one is fine. That's fine. Now this one though, one conflict. Can I ignore this one? I can mark this one as resolved. Let's do that. But how do I ignore this conflict? It won't even navigate to it. I don't know if this is gonna work. I might have to just sort of hard code this. Not hard code, but you know, resolve the conflicts myself essentially. So let's just do that, I guess, or do the rebase. Maybe I should do the rebase. Okay, go for it. Absolutely, resolve it for me, and I'll just click the button. That's even easier. And once we do that, we got this running too. So I might have messed this one up. Build history. This was 34 seconds ago. So this was actually from the PR. Okay, great. So pull requests. No, this is after the merge. So after I merged this, it failed. Which is not what we wanted. It's probably because of some package dependency, right? I bet. Oh, this is still on a pull request. Okay, that's a... Oh no, this is master. This one's master. I'm gonna wait for Vratislav to fix this request, and then I would hope to see, turn this off, hope to see this turn green like this. I used to be on Travis CI all the time a few years ago as the open source community manager, when there was a lot of active development on NewPick, but I haven't been recently, so this is a good refresher. So the pull request is working. I wonder if this is working. Not yet, but we haven't had any. It's because this whole pull request thing was a pain to set up back then. It used to be a pain to set up. Now it's it just automatically happens. It's wonderful. Okay, once we get this done, that is going to... Did I write this? No, this was a brainstorm. How can I tell who wrote this? Like, I don't even know if it was me or not. It might have. It doesn't look like me. That's okay. I'm not gonna do this, I'm certain. So I'm just going to, what do I do? Archive it? Or maybe I'll put it into another list that says will not fix. That's typically what we do. And I'll add a reason why here. Will not fix because the environment for this entire project is JavaScript, and the reason for making it is to showcase an example implementation of HTM in a human readable format as much as possible. That's not a thing. As much as I wish a map was a thing, like ASAP. It should be a map. I would use it. The goal here is not really to plug and play different HTML systems. The web document will be highly coupled to the HTML implementation. And I hope you understand why, because we're going to actually display the code from Simplehtm in the web pages. And I'd like to, so it's got to be really highly coupled. So you're not going to be able to just swap out another HTML implementation. Okay, save. Okay. Just going to check on this. New changes. So there was a merge commit, but now there's more. I don't know if you've got tip of master yet, Vratislav, because I've just pushed. These are things that I've just merged, so I think they came from your other PR. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to work on, easy deployment to Heroku, that's done, right? So now it's actually building. Well, let me open Heroku dashboard. I'll show you. This is another thing that Vratislav set up. It was in a PR I just merged. So here is the app in Heroku, and you can open it, and there it is. And you can see it right here. That's okay, Bratislav. I struggle with Git all the time. Don't feel bad. All right, so you can see the latest version of this app at this URL, building-htm-systems.herokuapp.com. So as we make updates, and ideally, as soon as we merge this, we should be able to sit and watch this update within a couple minutes, most likely, if all goes well, which is great. So, made a lot of progress today, and I didn't do hardly any of it. But I'm super happy to be sort of at the wheel here, putting this together and doing the planning. Okay, so what else have we got? So here's a big question I want to make soon, is should we convert Simplehtm to CoffeeScript? Okay, let's keep that in the back of your head, because it's something I'd definitely like to think about doing. Because when you look at these examples, I like CoffeeScript because it looks a lot like, it looks like pseudocode. And so you don't have to, it's just very clean. It seems very simple. The setups in the PR, I thought I already merged the PR. Or was that the one yeah, I merged that PR. It is closed. So we're good to go. So this should trigger. I'm hoping it will trigger. Because I even saw this deploy. This was deployed before merging the PR. It was up. Anyway, I want this to be CoffeeScript. Well, let's think about this being CoffeeScript, and maybe go and see CoffeeScript examples or something. Yes, that is what I mean. What I meant. Absolute beginner's guide to CoffeeScript. I don't know. I just want to see some code examples. It's super simple. The thing I like about it is, oh, this is a good one. So this is CoffeeScript on the left versus the JavaScript you might write on the right. So there's just less, what do they call it? Cruft. There's less pomp and circumstance about the code. I had a friend who used to talk about this, like programming in sock feet, with getting rid of all of the formality of programming and baking it down to the simplest expressions as you can. And that's what I liked about CoffeeScript, is that it certainly aims to do that, and it does a pretty good job. So I'm thinking about changing all of the code examples and building HTML systems to use CoffeeScript, because it's honestly the closest to English that I could find. Something to think about. Okay, so I'm still sort of working on React components. That simple scalar encoder to React is the next thing I was going to do. Okay, let's see. I'm a little behind, aren't I? I hate to I'm not putting any pressure on you, Vladislav. I'm going to check something else out. I'm going to tweet something. Okay, so let's think about future stuff. So pull out statically served blog post code. That's easy to do. I think I already did that. I kept this old source directory, so it's not really pulled out, but that's just cleanup. I don't need to really have that as a to-do item. I'm just going to archive this. Or I could delete it. I don't know. I'll just leave it archived. Use Simplehtm in new React style. There it is. That's the one I was looking for. The label was supposed to be framework, which is gray, but it's sort of grunt work too. So the gray labels don't seem to be working. Okay, so that's done. Pages may have data sources. So this is interesting. I haven't thought too much about this. Yeah, this was looking into Redux. So I want a page. So there may be many React diagrams. I'm going to use some specific terminology for things, I think. Maybe I should write it down. Let's talk about terms, I guess. So first of all, we have a page, which can have many diagrams. And a diagram is a React component. I don't know how to specify that. I'll just say it's a React component. And it can have many of these. Diagrams, diagrams, diagrams. Each diagram, how do I say has many? Say has many. I know there's a UML way to do this, but each one of these diagrams maybe or always, I don't know, maybe, but it should have a data source. Something that provides it with data. And it also can have a UI interaction. So, and the tricky thing is, it might have its own data source, or the page might have a data source, right? The page might have a data source that is driving many animations, right? That is the source for many animations. So this data source needs to be flexible, so it can be shared or unique. And the tricky part is the UI interaction might change the data source. The data source is what changes to the data source are updated in the diagram. So we'll say on, I've got a lot of, but on data source change, diagram updates. So this, the UI might change the data source, or the data source might change itself. Okay, because we're going to have, or it might just be an automated programmatic change that happens. And the data source can either be individual to a diagram, or many diagrams may point to the same data source. So that's sort of the idea behind this. And so it's a structure that changes during the life of a page. Yeah, so I need to figure out the best sort of React way to do this. And the next thing I was going to look into was Redux. And if we look at the component, like the simple scalar encoder, what I want to be able to do is maybe specify its data source here in some of the diagrams, right? So some of the diagrams they're going to be encapsulated, right? They're not going to need to interact with anything else on the page. The simple scalar encoder that we're working on is one of those. This one, the user interacts with the UI. The UI can then update the data source behind the scenes, and then the UI updates. That can all be done without any external communication. So in this case, it's like no data source needed because it's behind the scenes, right? But we will end up having some displays that require one or more data sources to be handed to them, knowing that they will not be creating them, right? So there has to be some sort of agreement about how to interact with that data source, or with the structure of the data source, or something like that. And I don't know the React way to go about that. So that's what I'm going to look into Redux about. And that's pretty much where we are on the project right now. Let me check in with this. Needs an update. Oh, the build is failing. Let's take a look at this. On the PR. Yeah, PR6 build failing. That's what we wanted to see though. Because of Simplehtm. Am I not? Webpack errors. Oh, right. Failed at. You think Simplehtm is exported wrong? Where is the actual error? Why is Webpack even running? Oh, I'm running because Next is running Webpack. So it's running npm CI. I don't know, I've never run that before. Is that a thing? I need to like replicate. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna merge it, and we'll deal with the dirty build now for a minute. And then we'll go back to master and make it work. Okay, do we have any more pull requests? Okay, so we got all the pull requests are done. Go to master, check out package, lock, check out master. What did I do with encoding numbers? Okay, that's fine. Git commit heading notes. Git pull upstream master doesn't work. Git pull. Okay. We got everything locally. npm CI. I've never run this command before, so I don't even really know what to expect. Oh, just bump it? Okay, I'll do that. That's easy. That's easy. Oh, super easy. Okay, cool. Yeah, that makes sense because that's exactly what I would expect to happen. Okay. PMI. Add the package stuff. Hey, don't be sorry. You did a bunch of other work that made up. Don't worry about it. Git commit. Updating simple HTM again. Git push upstream master. I bet it's gonna pass. And then once we get this sorted out, we'll. I mean, it'll be standard, pull request. If it passes in the pull request, then we'll merge it, and hopefully master will never be read again. until some server crashes somewhere. Okay. Sorry, I'm just amusing myself in my head. This is awesome. This is awesome. I'm very happy about this. This is a lot of this is grunt work that takes time, and I'm super appreciative that somebody else is doing it. Honestly, we'll make a lot of progress, I think, over the next few months over the summer on this project. And it starts off slow like this, but once we get into a position where things have fallen into place, we'll make some good progress, I know. So this is all a lot of the framework stuff, the grunt work stuff, so the fact that I'm getting help is outstanding. It really is. And here we go, running the tests. We got this far, that means it's gonna work. Okay. I just am looking for that green build. It's like it's a little dopamine for you. If you want to get addicted to something, get addicted to green builds. All right, I'm not gonna sit here the whole time now. So I was talking about a data source, so that's something I definitely want to work on. And then a nice display tool for code examples. Hey, check that out. That's done. That's just done. Consistent diagram styling pattern. I think I'm gonna work on that as we go. And all in on React.js. This is sort of a big placeholder for all of the React sort of learning that's being done for me, especially. It's taking a while to get the environment set up. This is, I'm pretty psyched that we got this VS Code sharing thing set up. That's really neat. Turn the license off, package. So somebody's connected, still will. So I can actually go in and see what you're editing. And on this one, I think it's probably still you. Yeah. That's really neat. I love that. So that works, and that's super cool. I'm gonna have to tell Clark how awesome that is. If he has something to do with it, the extension, that's a really very, very nice. Let's check on our build. It's green! Hooray! Nice green build. That means they're on both Simplehtm and building HTM systems. Awesome. With that, now I'm trying to decide whether I should. I'm probably going to cut off the stream at this point, and I will be back on Thursday. On Thursday, what did I have here? Let me show you my events page. If you guys haven't seen the events page, you can only see it. If you guys haven't, you can only see it on the website, like the Twitch website. It doesn't show up on an iPad. It doesn't show up on your phone. But I've been planning out all of what I'm going to be doing. This is what I'm doing now. No, that's yeah, integrating Simplehtm. This is what we just did and more, thanks to Vratislav. Tomorrow will be a Numenta research meeting around 10 a.m. I will be in the office for that. If you want to watch that live, it'll be a decent recording of it, I think. And then we're going to continue doing React interaction for the simple scalar encoder. So this encoder thing that we're building here, it needs to interact with mouse events. And hey, thanks for the follow, C. Huston or Chuston, 1776. Thank you for the follow, Tetruth. I appreciate any emotional support I can get, honestly. So we're going to continue building this out and turning this D3, making these D3 diagrams sort of wrapped in as React components, and we're going to figure out how to hook up their data sources, kind of like I was describing that I wanted to do over here. So don't forget, all of my videos are archived on Twitch. If you want to go through and see anything that I've been streaming, it's all here. And not to mention, all of the good stuff gets into this Twitch playlist on YouTube, on our YouTube station, HTM School YouTube station. So, Code Dench, I have never worked with Redux before, and in fact, I don't even know if it's the right tool for the problem. Here is sort of my description of what I need in a data source. And you might go back and look at the video once it's archived, because this is what I was just trying to describe what I needed here. I need many diagrams on a page, and every diagram is most likely going to have a data source. Sometimes it's going to be private and nobody needs to know about it, but it will need to. But there are going to be times when a page has sort of a global data source that's feeding data to a bunch of diagrams. And all these diagrams are going to be React components. And I want to try and do this the React way of updating, having the data sources being updated and the diagrams being re-rendered as they're updated. That's the idea. And so I have heard that Redux is one of the ways to go about doing this, although I know there's other options. So I'm not tied to anything at this point. I'm just looking, hey, look at that. Wrong one. I'm not tied to anything. It's pretty powerful, good. So hopefully I'm going in the right direction here. You don't see any way that this couldn't be done, I hope. It's not too far out there, I think. All right, good. Redux will get us where we want to go. So do you guys want to